Hey everyone, New 3012 here. It's gonna be episode 2 of my Let's Read of Higurashi. It's gonna be chapter 1, and last time we met, we got introduced to Eiichi, Rena, and Mion. Now we're going to class, so hopefully this doesn't go too terribly. Don't get murdered on the way inside the building. Inamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades, and there are about 30 students at different levels. They all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building. They had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. God, I have to kind of remember voices like Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me right in front of the classroom door. Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter first. But I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is? Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Sadako. Haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Sadako we're talking about. I doubt this is. After falling for such intricate traps since day one, I transferred. I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never fire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. The looks of it, eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Yeah. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Sadako was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand to the door. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape, a frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard. Impressive combination, Sadako. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange in my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized it, she had me hook, line, and sinker. It was already too late. God damn it. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Hey, Chan, watch out! Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Wow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered imagining the situation had I landed square. My, what do we have here? Fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled out in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Sadako. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. God. Quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ha ha ha. It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little while I'd landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. Small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. Small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. Didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? Rub it like this, the pain disappears. Nice. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. A good point. Not as so much about what you actually do, the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. Pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Morning to you, Rena. Good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. Glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am a very model of a good girl. Good girl without those set with those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? Ah! I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. Oh, Jesus. You look like a misbehaved cat when I do. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. Much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Trying to say that. Won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead, really hurts. And split plywood right in half. Hey! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. Small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. Been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Mika-chan really is just so... Could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, but at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for her forehead. Ah! It doesn't bother me. Mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from her. Next time, more amazing trap. Wait a minute! As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swim. Oh, Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. Good God, that's cool. Can't take them home. Ooh, but they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit, it's fine, it's fine. Rena kept a cute face even as she has outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute. And always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you a care packages, put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. Inkstone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to screw myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, bedlam from before had... We made it in time! Rise attention! Ian gave out the morning command. Difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one, but naturally she ends up spreading all her time with young. Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get there on their own studies. Wait, aren't I Rena and Mion's age? Or am I younger? They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for them, helping Rena and Mion studies. Okay, so he's just so advanced that I hope he's not self-centered. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. God fucking do. Does that anymore? Come on. It's making me confident. Makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting it in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about it. God game, stop throwing out these hard words. One, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. Not like I'm aiming to go on to a prestigious school. Fine, as long as I pick up what I need, for the entrance exam. Her staunch defiance was really something else. It's a different type of relaxed than someone who already knew what was entrance exam. Kei-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach. Try hard too. Such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a... What? So much? Especially you, Rena. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lesson? Puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lessons about that's making her turns. I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. Come on, don't do that stuff. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, they threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have time to study this much? Don't know at least this much. Can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. Well, knowing that, this stuff won't ever come in handy in the... Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. Oh, what the fuck's the point then? That's right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant we get them out with an exam. Anyone can get into university, and there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? That's true, but you should at least know that stuff. That's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that. Instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful. Too profound of a statement, simply laugh it off. Since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of brain. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Hey John, we're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Neon gave the commands that's the end of the morning. Then let's have lunch. Star. What the fuck's the star for? I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat. Seemed to be a different clique, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika were slowly lugging their desk over as well. Hey Chikun, hurry! Rena waved her chopsticks in an undefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open them. Keiichi-kun's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust like some sort of destitute plebeian. God, Keiichi's a fucking pleb, isn't he? Jesus. Why don't you just show it off? Show it to us, come on! Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox and there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give me a start. At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my lunchbox if else was. Our ages and genders may have been all different. We were all friends. Let's eat. The sound of our little five-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the class. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this all girl. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compared to that, girls, well, at least these girls. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with guys, so I was a bit flustered. However, Mio noticed that and teased me quite a bit. The fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it rather than flying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross count, stabbing into. My, how delicious! Oh, this taro is good. Stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a slight smile. Saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. Seems that Rika makes it every day. Rika-chan made this too. These taste like mom's cooking, home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from, they were done by hand. Not easy to do. Sure, I know what a rosette is. Sure, I'm a fucking culinary expert. Apparently Keiichi is though. I guess Rika-chan's just as good as at this sort of thing. Really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing. Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh, there's nothing for you to boast about. She's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. Seeing that the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox constantly. everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. I hope. Got high marks from me. Ah, Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satsuko and Rika reached out time, and everyone shoveled in mouthfuls after mouthful while praising it. Rena's lunchbox was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rena. But Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How do you like it, Rena? How do you like it? Isn't Rena-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kei-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower? Satoko's face went pale. Hey, I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. You really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Ichigo both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? Shouldn't be picking on her. Mii-chan too. Rena hurriedly tried to follow up. Mion laughed haughtily as she drew close to Satoko. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec. Now then, Satoko, watch this. Mion lifted up her chopstick. There was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's a spare. Mion made eye contact with me in 3 seconds. Oh, 0.3. I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus and giving her 2 choices. Pretty terrible. The yellow is cauliflower. No, wait. The green one is cauliflower. So, which? Probably it's broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is, You really which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class rep. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience. Just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. Christ, this is god-awful. Just terrible. I do know. I do know. I really do. And answer the question. I know. She finally broke down and started crying. Jeez. It's terrible. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. God, Mion, that's terrible. And now Rena's going crazy again. Oh, cute! Rena entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. That kind of smile. Rena! Mimi is picking on me. Ah! You cute! It's okay, Rena. Rena One-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Jesus. The fuck? It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rena's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled its spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the sea, catching one. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? She went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than that? That Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. Now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance. And Jesus. Rena's fucking crazy. See, Satoko-chan, I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Making sure Rena couldn't see, Satoko stuck her tongue out. Damn it all, using Rena as a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Nice. Yay, classes fucking start now. Oh, or over. No matter what the day it held, the last school bell always came. Shadow stretched off. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. Stop it. Thank you guys for watching, and next time, remember, favorite, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Higurashi.